Hello and welcome to Quality Improvement Program for Mains 2020. In this session, we are going to discuss question number 11 of second test of Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude of L2 test series. The case in hand is this. You are posted as the ASP in a small district of North India. You are investigating a rape and murder case involving two teenage girls. The perpetrators violated the modesty of the girl, killed them, and hanged their bodies on a tree in the village. The entire administration is shocked to witness this inhuman act. After many days of investigations, you get to know that one of your constables was also involved in this heinous act. You're surprised and disturbed to know this. The constable was well-behaved individual and his conduct never gave any impression that he could have participated in such a brutal act. When you confront the constable, he accepts his involvement, expresses his remorse, and kills himself by throwing himself under a speedy truck on the highway. Incidentally, the sister of this constable works as a cook in your residence. She is 18 years old and loves her brother a lot. When you get back, you have to tell her the news of her brother's demise. Will you tell her the truth about her brother's crime? Should you not hide it from her? What would happen if she realizes that her brother was a criminal? Will it not ruin her innocence and destroy her faith? Substantiate your response with suitable arguments. This case typically is based on human values. This case is also based on various philosophies that we study: moral relativism, moral absolutism, whether you have to tell the truth in all circumstances or you can be choosy as per the circumstances. If the outcome of speaking the truth is doing harm, causing psychological pain to someone, then in that case, what will you do? Will you speak the truth still or will you choose to not speak the truth? In the syllabus, you will find a topic under the first section, Ethics and Human Interface, Ethics in Private and Public Relationship. And then there's a topic, Contribution of Moral Thinkers and Philosophers from India and World. Basically, under this heading of the syllabus, you study various philosophies and various ethical principles. And whatever you have studied here, you'll have to utilize in answering this case. UPSC has asked this kind of case many times. For instance, this question of 2019, what does this quotation mean to you in the present context? Falsehood takes the place of truth when it results in unblemished common good. The quote is countering the concept of moral absolutism. Similarly, there was another question. What does this quotation mean to you in the present context? The true rule in determining to embrace or to reject anything is not whether it has any evil in it, but whether it has more evil than good. There are few things wholly evil or wholly good. Almost everything is an inseparable compound of the two, so that our best judgment of the preponderance between them is continually demanded. This question was asked in the context of governmental policy, but this question is based again on moral absolutism versus moral relativism. UPSC has asked more of this kind of question in part A. So chances are that in the coming years, UPSC will pick up this theme in the case study. You can prepare moral relativism, moral absolutism, universalism, and many other ethical principles and philosophies in many ways. You can do it from standard books, you can do it from your classroom notes, and one good source is the Mains Compass that we are preparing for the Mains 2020 and will be released very soon. See, the case raises the question of moral relativism versus moral absolutism. Honesty is considered as an important moral value, but I must do the moral analysis to find out if in the given circumstances, lying can be considered as moral. Your actions should be based on moral principles. And to apply the moral principle, you have to do the moral analysis of situation. If in your moral analysis it comes out that that action is moral, you will go ahead with it. Otherwise, you won't do it. Apart from this core issue of moral relativism versus moral absolutism, there are other things in the case. One thing that must catch your attention is the attitude of people. How do people get into brutal behavior like rape and then killing teenage girls after rape and then hanging them? From where does it come out? So, development of such an attitude is a crucial thing. How our society is enabling such development. Although question has not been asked directly on this, so we will not get into discussing this aspect. But this is an important aspect in the case that you must highlight and then leave it as it is and go about answering what actually has been asked. Then there's another issue of inconsistency in the personal and professional behavior, or to say lack of integrity. The constable, despite showing ethical public conduct, was part of the heinous crime. So, this double standard of people, this inconsistency in their moral behavior, is also a serious thing in our society. So, this part becomes an analysis and extended introduction to the case. Now, we'll come to answer what has been asked. See, if we apply the philosophy of utilitarianism, then lying in the given situation has some utility. The sister will not have emotional and psychological suffering by knowing the truth about her brother. The burden of both the death and the truth might be too much for the 18-year-old. The Buddhist ethics says that intention of the action is more important than the action itself. So although you are lying, but the intention of lying is to prevent the emotional and psychological overbearing on the sister. So in that context, if you are doing it purely with that intention, then the act of lying can be considered as moral. However, Gandhiji has said honesty is the best policy and lying is the mother of all evil. As per the Kant's categorical imperative, lying is immoral. And Kant subscribed to moral absolutism. That's why he named his principles as categorical imperative, meaning you have to do it. There is no doing away with it under any circumstances. Also, if you follow the virtue-based ethics, you must be honest in your conduct always. One day she will get to know the truth, even if you lie to her, because that will go in the FIR, that will go into investigation, that will come in newspaper reports. This is not your personal thing. This information will be there in the public domain. And lying will also be injustice to the rape victim and their families. So you have argument on both the sides. Now you decide what you have to do. You can't do anything. There is no right or wrong answer. But if you can justify your stand, you will get the marks. You can choose to lie. You can choose to tell the truth. It does not matter really what you are choosing to write. You will get the marks in both the cases. But you should be prepared with good solid argument for the stand that you are taking. I am saying that based on above moral analysis, I will choose to say the truth. She may face psychological trauma, but she is a rational creature. She deserves the correct information. I must support her to manage her emotion and motivate her to forgive the deceased brother, to be able to detach herself from the past and move towards a happy future life. I'll give her all kind of support, but I will not lie to her. Now let's evaluate the answer that we have written. Was our answer relevant? See, relevancy to the answer comes from two things. Number one, did you answer what was exactly asked? Sometimes what you do in the case study, you go round and round and do not clearly specify your stand. You do not do that. If they have asked you what you will do, you clearly tell what you will do. Secondly, the relevancy also comes from the language that you have used to answer the paper. If anyone reads the answer, he or she must be able to identify that you have written an answer to a question of GS paper 4, not of GS paper 2. So if you have used the vocabulary of the paper, if you have used the terms and terminologies pertinent to the paper, if you have used the theories of the paper, then your answer will become relevant. And we have done that. We have used the theory of moral relativism versus moral absolutism. We also have used the philosophy of utilitarianism. We have used the Buddhist ethics concept that intention of the action is more important than the action itself. We also have touched upon Kant's categorical imperative. We have also discussed the concept of attitude. Attitude is a full-fledged topic in the syllabus. Every year question will be based on attitude, directly in part A or indirectly in the form of case study. So we have discussed that what kind of attitude people are developing and why that they are indulging into heinous crimes. So we have touched on many aspects of the syllabus. We also have used some important terms like moral analysis, rational creature. We also have used the quotation by Gandhiji, honesty is the best policy, and other quotations. So we also have enriched our answer to a rich degree. Then comes the structure and presentation and the word limit. The answer was well structured, I believe. Because we have used the point format, we have used short sentences and short paragraphs with proper introduction and conclusion, so our structure and presentation was okay. I did not face any problem with grammar and language because I used MS Office, but you'll have to take care of this part yourself. We have answered the case in 268 words. The word limit specified is 250, but you can go plus minus 10%. So you can go till 275, there's no problem. So we were well within the extended word limit.